What's going on, guys? It's been a minute since I've recorded a video, I'm not gonna lie. I kind of put YouTube in the back burner for a while, and you guys have been watching updates and videos that weren't in real time. They were months behind real time. And this is probably going to be no different, but at the time of recording this, I have received another job offer. This is the kind of stuff you guys have gravitated to overall on my channel, so this is going to be what I talk about, for now at least, but we'll get to that. But I received a job for an RF test engineering position for an extremely well-known company. I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of in my feels right now because I've only been at my current job for well, by the time I were to put in my notice and leave, it'll only have been 8 months. But this is an opportunity that is way too good for me to pass up. I literally would be getting a 50% pay bump to what I'm making right now. The only thing that sucks is that it's a contract position and that it's, at least to start, only 6 months. And then the other thing that maybe I shouldn't say on camera, but the RF world has not interested me at all. Like, I've done RF test automation before, I know the basics, and I know what it entails, but my hope is that the fact that I'm at a different company than the defense industry is gonna be what makes this for me, along with the pay. So we shall see how it goes. I could be doing a lot of really cool stuff that builds off my background in a good way. So we're gonna see how it goes. But anyway, moving on. To be frank with you guys, I haven't posted in a long time on this channel because well, for one, I just lost motivation, to be honest, but for two, I realized that I didn't really like the content that I was making, and I didn't really care about it. Like, I was just kind of making content to make content, but I realized that I'm not going to make any kind of progress on things where I want to go in my life, which I said that weird, but I hope you know what I'm trying to say. Like, you don't really make the progress that you need to make unless you go all in on the thing or focus on like 1 to 3 things at any given time. For me, I realized that YouTube wasn't going to be the thing. For me, the thing was going to be photography and I guess growing my Instagram that I've been posting on as of recording this for a full month almost. Well, that's a lie. At least 20 or so days at this point. So I'll take it as an accomplishment. I've done what I could. So really just those 2 things. Photography, getting a service-based business going, getting it off the ground, and growing my Instagram. So YouTube didn't have a place for that right now, so I put it on hold. But we're gonna come back, and we're gonna go all in on the thing that I'm sure that a good number of you guys don't resonate with, but that's okay because I'm just gonna repivot this channel to where I want it to go. And if you guys want to stay along for the ride, I'm happy to have you. If you don't, then by all means unsubscribe, and I won't hold it I won't take it personally, especially if you made it this far and you still feel that way. But anyway, I'm gonna go all in on the wildlife photography niche, the travel niche, and just kind of document how things are gonna go for me over the next year. My big goals is gonna be to complete this contract at this company for at least 6 months, really bank up my savings in a really small amount of time, and then make the leap, go to Latin America, or I should say return to Latin America, and finally perfect Spanish while pursuing photography on my spare time. That is essentially what I'm going to be doing over the next year. And then the photography that I'm going to focus most on is going to be wildlife photography. So that means in Latin American terms, I'm going to be going into the jungles, going for some really cool animals that aren't really on most people's radar. Mostly reptiles and amphibians, that's what, the jungle is mostly known for, but also birds and mammals and the Pantanal for jaguars. We're gonna make it happen. We're gonna make pumas in Patagonia happen. We're gonna document everything and it's gonna be great. So that is gonna be next year, and that's it. So I'm going to give it my all and at least try to live a life true to myself outside of the corporate world. Maybe things won't go my way. Maybe I'll end up staying at this RF test position for longer than I would have thought, or maybe I'll quit sooner, who knows. But this is going to be the best way for me to get out of student loans like ASAP and simultaneously bank up a shit ton of money, is by making more money instead of focusing on nickeling and diming myself as much as possible. Maybe I'll have room for expeditions along the way. I've been heavily contemplating returning to Africa like very soon, like this year, but I don't know if logistically if that's going to be the move. It might be smarter for me to just put that off and instead just keep doing what I'm doing. But that's, time of recording this, it's like April 21st, 22nd, I forget the exact date right now, 2025. And I got this offer today, and honestly it kind of scares the shit out of me because in my opinion, in my eyes, I think it looks better to stay at any given job for at least a year, if not more, because it just looks better on a resume. And this is my first time since I was in the corporate world that I am breaking that rule. So it scares the shit out of me, but I have to pull myself back and remind myself that if everything just goes to shit and I fail miserably, I'm gonna end up right back in this position where I'm sitting, literally where I'm sitting right now, like, going to work tomorrow and just, doing my due diligence as a citizen, I guess, as your average wage slave. So I owe it to myself and my bloodline to give this the best shot that I can. I kind of dropped the ball last year because I could have done this last year, but I was just having too much fun, and I don't really regret that, to be fair. I literally crossed off 3 out of 5 things that were on my bucket list since I was a kid, all last year, and it was great, right? Like, I don't regret not doing the whole content creator thing along the way for those experiences, because I'll never forget that stuff. If you're new to the channel and you made it this far, those things would be going to Thailand for New Year's Eve, but still going to Thailand, going on an African safari, and going on an expedition into the Amazon rainforest, which just happened to be in Peru, and then the safari was on the Masai Mara in Africa. And yeah, it was awesome all around, and that's the kind of stuff I want to be able to do more moving forward, living a super untraditional life on my terms. And I know that in order to pull this off, like, I gotta make a lot of sacrifices and just kind of go against the grain on this, and we're gonna make it happen. Short term, I've been kind of overwhelmed by like branding strategy because, there's this YouTube channel. I have a website dedicated to my photography work called Janos JPEGs. My Instagram is the Janos Jungle. I don't have a TikTok, but I'm gonna align that to wildlife photography. So like my branding is all over the place, and like it's kind of like frustrating because I'd like to just use my name, my real name, Paul, to build out my online presence, but I guess we'll just have to see how things unravel from here on out. But yeah, guys, this is like my announcement video. I'm finally doing the thing. If you made it this far, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for watching and taking an interest in me and my channel. Please subscribe, and also, more importantly, follow me on Instagram, the Janos Jungle, because that's what I've been actively trying to grow for a while. And if I could funnel people from YouTube there, that would be sick, because that's like all of my work in documenting this beautiful planet we call home, Earth, and the animals that live there as well. So in any case, thank you for watching, and I will catch you on the next one.